Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of Swiss here for the Zelda 1 2022 tournament. I'm Bogey Smalls. Joining me tonight is Redbird Grad. How you doing, RBG?
I'm good, man. How are you? Hyped for this matchup, dude.
I'm very excited. We got Fred Coughlin, the creator, versus CrimsonAvix, the administrator. Should be a good one. Both gentlemen are 2-1. Fred lost, I think it was last week, to Jam Evil. Crim lost, I believe, in week 1 to Shaddy. Both excellent runners. Both know exactly what they're doing. What do you expect out of both of these guys tonight?
I expect them to fly. Both these guys know how to use the sword for sure. They're very good at what they do. Fred is just kind of a master at routing the game, and if you ever watch him play, like his insight into what the dungeons are telling him are very very good. And Crim just has a sixth sense of knowing where to go in a seed. Like he has three choices, three levels to go to. He will always pick the right one. Crim is just very good at this game, so it's going to be a fast one, and you're going to see a lot of good combat here.
And we're starting in the northeast. So we'll see both of these runners start clearing out some of the caves here. This is probably the best place to start in terms of trying to track down your Armos item, and also trying to track down your sword as Fred finds a level.
Yeah, very cool. They found 5 up there. So, like you said, this is a really good spot to start because we have 3 possible Armos locations on the right side of the map, and there's 2 on the left. So anytime that you can start up near one of those Armos, you're going to have a very quick Armos find usually. And then finding a level right away is good too because you can attack that level literally at any time this game. You can up A, go back to start, and you can go into 5 whenever you want to.
And so no divergence yet. Both runners checking that cave spot, finding level 5, getting some medium secrets. Actually, no, that's a small secret of 20. Or, yeah,
Nice.
that's very good.
Yeah, and the reason they're going this way is because nobody likes to do the waterfall ever. So as long as you don't see like whiz robes up here at the top, dark nets are okay. You can kind of manipulate them, take a ride off one of them, and bounce left. Crim's just gonna bully his way through like he always does. Gets rewarded with 26 bucks.
Yeah, so small secret of 20, medium secret of 26. We'll see what the large secret ends up being, as Fred is going to get his medium secret. Save those 46 rupees. And we'll see what else we got here up in the northeast. Do you want to explain to everybody at home what the big flags are for this tournament?
Yeah, so the biggest one is that we're gonna have an overworld block of some type, which means that one of the levels or the white sword item is going to be blocked by power bracelet or recorder or raft. So you're gonna get more items than usual. Oh my god, did you see that on Crim's side, Bogey?
Yeah, terrible
Nice
large
little
secret of
52 pack.
52.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fred got a raft. All right, so we got one of the big 3 there for the overworld block. We are starting in the northeast, so you'll probably see that check pretty quickly. Crim's gonna find it very quickly too. So unfortunately, it's not a weapon that we're going to use from the Armos item, but it is something that's going to help us knock off 2 more overworld locations.
And the one of the other flags in this flag set is Crim is doing some little work in the HUD there. Is wood sword blocks. So that raft adds 2 additional overworld spots for the runners to check, not only for the forced overworld block, but also potential for their wood sword as well.
That's exactly right. Yep. And there's a 7 spot. Okay. So 5 and 7. You're doing something called the Rick 6 here. The Rick 6, if you're not familiar with it, Fred's just kind of looking through the first few rooms, seeing if there's something lying on the ground. A bomb pack would be nice, a couple keys, maybe a heart, anything that's going to help you out going forward, because of course he can't do combat, but there are things lying on the ground in this game. He's trying to pick something.
It looks like we have Wizrobes and Gibdos who appear as Link on Fred's side since he's playing as a Gibdo here in level 7. We got some bombs there on the ground, so that's a good pickup early.
That's exactly what we were talking about before. He's going to eventually route in the coast, and there's 3 bomb checks on the bottom right of the coast that he's going to want to do. Having this bomb pack is really, really nice for that. This screen is just brutal to get off of. He does a really good job there. Yeah, Crim's on that same screen. That's a tough one because you have Darknuts that just do their own thing. They got a mind of their own. And then you've got bananas being thrown at you. So it's a tough screen all around.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty impressed that Fred only got 1 heart of damage going through that screen. So we got our first Take Any Road.
Okay. I like that one. Gets you to the middle of the map. So we go from the north, or from the east to the middle, down to the south. Can we get a northwest? Bam!
Ooh,
Look at that.
those are pretty good.
All right. Be the wood sword. Let's see if Crim makes the play here. No, but it's a level.
Level 3.
So
this is a good one to find early.
it is, but here's the problem with that. Is that the overworld block, or is there another one? Like, that doesn't help yet. It helps because
Right.
we found one, but there could also be another overworld block. So in the back of your mind, till you find all the other levels, you're like, did I just solve the whole equation, or is this just part of it?
Oh, totally. Yeah, so Crim not finding too much in level 3 without key. So he will leave here, keep going on exploring the overworld. What is the ladder item? We got a power bracelet on the coast.
Yeah, maybe part 2. So Fred's going to go up and find level 3 too, unless he gets sniped by something. He should not. He should be okay here. Well, those guys throw rocks.
Yeah, and half a heart. A little dicey, but he makes it through. As Crim will find his level 7. So in
nice
terms
thing
of
about
knowledge
this
so far... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please go.
I was just going to say, in terms of knowledge so far, both runners having found levels 3, 5, and 7. Crim hasn't found his Take Any, or was he the one that jumped all around? I can't remember now. I know Fred found his Take Any's.
You're asking me to remember something, man. I don't
know.
know. I just see what's on the screen and go. I have no idea. One of them found something and it was good. That's all I can help you with.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a rough room right there for Crim too, because he did the right thing to avoid the enemies that were there, but those traps were not having any part of it.
And I don't blame Crim leaving here. You want to find your wood sword. So we may even see him up in A. I'm not sure. Oh no, he gets through just fine.
Yeah, he did fine there. All right, chat, where's this sword going to be? Everybody always likes to ask that. Hey, chat, pick this thing. It's going to be the wood sword today. What is it?
I would love for it to be in the far southwest cave. That would be...
Oh, God. We start in the northeast. It's all the way down there. It's the worst.
Although you do have a Take Any road that gets you part of the way down there.
Kind of, yeah. Or the grave location, because there's really no way to it right now.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Crim's taking those things we talked about earlier.
There you go. All right, let's see where Crim decides to head.
Fred getting some money. So the first purchase probably is going to be a candle if they come across that shop. Otherwise, you'll see Crim probably pick up a bomb pack, and Fred maybe pick up the arrows first.
Yeah, and Fred was able to get a bomb pack. Actually, Crim also, I think, grabbed a bomb pack, but may have used his. But yeah, Fred using up A wisely with those 3 bombs. So he's going to check a couple of these bomb spots, I would imagine, just to eliminate some places here before he ventures too far away. As Fred finds a candle for 45, pretty cheap, pretty nice. Also a bomb shop there, too.
Yeah, it's really nice information to have that there. He's going to go pick up some bombs. He's got the candle. He's going to pick up another pack of bombs to help exploration. You can see the advantage of doing that Rick 6 we talked about. And I never really fully explained that. That's for Adirondack Rick. Most people put that together, but he's the one that kind of popularized that. But going into a level, grabbing a bomb pack out is opening up now a candle for him and different things like that, where Crim is going to have to rely on finding an open bomb shop. And if there's not one, or if it's, hidden in the west or something, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So early exploration sometimes really helps out at these levels.
So this is interesting. Fred just straight up reset. I think he's going to grab his candle here, save the rupees.
So what happened there was he used a bomb to open up the heart rock that was there, figured out it was a shop, and then used the bomb in the east and saw there's a free candle. So he reset, saved his bomb from the heart rock, and just picked up the candle instead. It saves your money.
Yeah, it's a good call, especially when your large secret is 56. As Fred finds another bomb shop here.
So now he got the same thing that he got, and he saved a bomb from that heart rock, doing it this way. The downside is, if he comes across the white sword item, he no longer can check it because he's got 3 hearts instead of 4 from that take Annie. But more than likely, you're gonna just mark it down and come back for that white sword item anyway. It just stinks if it's like a wand.
Yeah, so we're going to see a little bit of a difference in how the runners are prioritizing things now. So since Fred has his candle, he's going to likely burn everything he can as he walks around this overworld, whereas Crim does not yet have his. So, we'll probably see him prioritize caves more as he takes a death here.
Yeah, that's rough. So Crim's looking for any open cave right now. Fred can do anything pretty much except for, the recorder spot and stuff like that. Some of the unique ones, but everything's open to him. So like you said, he's going to be able to just do anything. There's really no priority. It's just whatever screen I come across, I'm just going to start burning. You will see him lean towards open caves and going those directions, though, because you really want to have wood sword, because if you find a level 1 or something like that, you want to get into it.
So we got the expensive meat here, 112.
Yeah, that's rough, especially in a seed that we're not going to have a lot of money in. It's pretty rough, back-to-back ones. 91 keys are kind of high as well. I mean, they're rolled down from vanilla, but I don't like 91 keys. You're not going to buy many of them there.
I'll be curious, especially with the large secret being 56. We'll see what the other... Crim finds his sword here.
Oh, no.
So we'll see when Fred gets around to that. And that's actually one of the differences here, right? With Fred grabbing his candle is, he's probably just checking cave spots along with the burn bushes so that he doesn't traverse the overworld twice. Whereas, Crim was headed towards places that were a little bit more dense with caves and was able to find the wood sword. So
yeah, it's tough because you spend a lot of time, like you said. Now he's burning a bush that can't have his wood sword here, but do you want to walk through this screen twice? No, you want to do it right now. So it is tough to kind of budget your time and your ultimate goal, which is getting that wood sword.
And I guess we'll see if Fred's able to find a level or 2 that Crim isn't able to yet.
Yeah, we've only found 3. We haven't been doing too much on the western part of the map, but we've only had 3 on the east.
So Fred finds level 4. Good find here. Again, that's one of those levels where just having some Fred having some resources with the bombs, he's able to find that level 4. Crim's still looking for his first bomb drop. It's not a good screen to get some bombs.
Yeah, the nice thing about that 4-2 is that it's one above it's one above a Annie road. So you can get to that 4 relatively easily from anywhere in the map. So again, he's going to go... he saw 3 Dodongos there. It's going to take 6 bombs minimum if you don't miss. So he can't get through that without the sword. So he had to dip out of there.
So Crim finds level 6. As Fred finds his 3rd take any. So he took 1 candle and 2 hearts. So he's just one heart away as Fred finds level 2.
It's a good one to
find.
So
we got 2 good levels right near that take any road.
Pretty small, yeah. Crim is trying to set up a Kanana key there, but unfortunately... is he going to get some help here? Oh, no!
Oh.
He had beams, and he lost beams from a fireball walking to the left, so he had to go closer to the bunny. Then the bunny was going to hook him up and come close, but he didn't know if he was on the last hit or not, and so he was trying to budget his space, and unfortunately just took the hit. That stinks right there.
So on Fred's side, we have a bomb upgrade of 111. Pretty expensive considering the large secrets are 56.
Yeah, and you might only get 2. So Fred was able to run into, I don't know what that is, probably a Gibdo there with the sprite swap. Yeah, so he ran into a Gibdo, picked up that key, and he bounced. What he was looking for, level 2 has an item on the ground. Sometimes it's combat related, sometimes it's not. He was hoping it was just laying there, and unfortunately it was not. Crim did find a staircase here. What do you think we got? Nah.
Just a transport.
6 is a rough one to go into early. It's usually pretty big and sporadic. Is that the word I'm looking for? Sporadic? Maybe not.
Sprawling.
Sprawling,
Maybe.
Yes. Sporadic means what? It comes every once in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 does not. Yeah, it's not sporadic. There's some arrows.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Fred picking up the arrows for 87. Good play. So yeah, that decision to save the money on the candle allowed him to make that purchase, because if he had kept that candle for the 45, 46 rupees, he would not have been able to afford those arrows.
Yeah, absolutely. Heads up play by Fred. And you can see, like we talked about before, he makes very, very good decisions inside the randomizer itself. Crim up to 4 keys now, doing some pretty good combat on this Gleeok. The nice thing about these Gleeoks, if you haven't fought them or you're just watching, is they can only have one fireball on the screen at a time. So what he's doing is he's trying to get the fireball to go either really far right or really far left, so it's on the screen a lot. He could get some hits in. Did get sniped there, unfortunately.
I'd have to say these take any roads are probably like some of the best I've seen in any seed in this tournament so far. Just you have one kind of close to start, but then yeah, you're able to get up into the northwest if you want to get up there, get into the middle of the map, get down to the start screen. So I'd be pretty excited about these take any roads.
Yeah, I didn't think Fred was going to use a key there. So what he's doing here is he's going to probably pop this door and keep going, or he's just going to leave. He was looking for anything that was free, but he didn't want to use any resources on a level he knew he probably couldn't complete anyway. If it was level 1 or something, you might have seen him use that key, because the stairway is going to be within 5 or 6 rooms of start. But at level 6, you're not having that guarantee, so let's hold on to our 2 keys. If we find a smaller dungeon, we'll use it then. Son of a monkey is right. You saw it on his file name, guys. This was a very difficult seed to start, Bogey. How would you attack this? I mean, knowing what we know right now, how would you as a runner be attacking the seed?
So, good question. I mean, I think I probably actually would have gone back to level 3 if I found my sword, only because it's near start. Probably doing that after one of the deaths, but definitely would have bounced on 7 and 6. Level 2, I certainly would have poked around as much as I could. But yeah, I would be looking for anything 1 through 5, basically, hoping that I could find maybe 8. Like you said, finding that level 3 with the raft spot kind of makes me feel good that I found at least one overworld spot. But yeah, I wouldn't feel pretty good that the power bracelet's just sitting there on the coast.
Right.
So, you know, the other thing is you have that take any in the northwest. And I think if I had bombs, I might prioritize that just to try something a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know how I would attack the seed. I'd probably 2, 3, and 4 would be calling to me based on what I've seen right now.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. One of the things that you want to do definitely in this seed is you want to go into the smaller dungeons like we've talked about, but you also want to see if that raft is the only thing that we need. So if you do some more overworld stuff, well, it's a little bit easier than the dungeons look like they're going to be right now. We can see if we find every dungeon. If we don't find level 7, like level 7's still there, then all of a sudden, okay, we might need that power bracelets on the coast, so we prioritize finding that ladder right away, you know, that type of thing. So getting a little more knowledge from the overworld might help too here.
So we got our first item here for Crim is the white sword in level 6. Great find. As Fred find his sword, the wood sword.
Yeah, he's probably kicking himself right now because he took a little time getting there, and it's on the way to an Armos check. Even though you already got the Armos item, like that's just like a natural progression of what you usually do to start a seed. We're 18 minutes in. He probably thought he should have got that about 10 minutes ago. Crim is rewarded, though. All the time in this 6, he's going to pull the Triforce out. Doesn't have the item, but you know what? That might be good enough.
Yeah, I found in a few seeds just watching some other runners where they are able to pick up a white sword or a wand early. Just having that offense advantage, especially in a seed where you're seeing a lot of dark nuts in the overworld, a lot of tough enemies, right? Like just having that combat advantage early could give you a huge advantage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like this screen that Crim's on right now, right? He's got a combination of both types of Gurias, both types of dark nuts. As Fred finds level 9 over in the graveyard.
Man, I didn't even see that he pulled that wide sword out. I was sleeping, I guess.
Yeah, so that's one of those things, right? Level 6 is not one where you're like, oh, I'm going to go dig this early. But, Crim, like you said, rewarded for that decision.
I would have bounced, honestly, like 5 minutes ago. Like he was just, he said, you know what? I'm going to make some progress here. I'm not seeing any progress anywhere else. I haven't done too much anywhere else, but I want to make progress somewhere. You're 15 minutes into a seed. You're sitting there like looking at the clock going, I don't have anything to my name. You're looking at your Z helper, your tracker, and you're like, there's nothing down here 15 minutes in. I've got to do something. And he's like, I'm going to be pot committed to the 6. I'm doing it. And well rewarded.
So Crim hitting the fairy shop. I love that play early. And I think there's zero shame in hitting that fairy fountain. You're so far away from start. Very, very smart play there by Crim.
For sure. These guys have died enough on the overworld this seed alone to merit that anytime they want to jump in there.
So our white sword item is the heart container.
Yeah, Crim checking on 3 hearts. I don't know how that's going to work out for him, but I'm just giving him crap. He would do the same to me, chat. It's okay.
Yep.
It's like, let's see if 3's enough this seed.
I applaud the effort, though.
I do, too. I mean, you never know. You slip the guy at 20, he might let you buy.
Right.
Totally fine.
Although, would he file a bug report right in the middle of the race? Like,
Fred, stop! Stop! We got to fix something. All of a sudden, you see the Discord ping.
Right.
Fred, can you come to the bug Discord? Oh, I love it. We got some chest jerks in chat tonight. Gotta have heart. Absolutely.
Chest jerk happy about the white sword item tonight.
Oh, my lord, absolutely.
He might have been the one to slip Fred a 20 to make that the white sword item.
Fred pre-programmed it.
Yeah, so the only levels we have not seen are level 1 and level 8. I think we've seen everything else.
It's kind of the 2 that you want to get because there's 2 items in there. There's one.
Speaking of level 1.
Yeah. Ask and you shall receive.
Ooh, we got a mugger right off the bat.
Don't give him anything. Don't give him anything. Beat him up. He missed his chance.
I think it's the right play, even though chest jerk would not approve.
You should have did he try to bomb out of there? I wasn't even looking. I was looking at Crims.
I don't think he did.
If he can bomb out of there, oh my god, it's a mugger you didn't need.
Oh.
Reset. Retry, Fred. You haven't got anything in the last 15 minutes. Oh no, get out of there. He's like, I'm out. Peace.
Yep.
Done.
So I saw a comment earlier in chat that I thought was pretty interesting. One of these runners is going to be 2-2 after tonight.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Which is crazy.
This whole tourney is just stacked, man. We had some offers go this morning, Pan and Rick, and neither one of them should be in the offer or anything bracket ever.
Totally.
2 fantastic runners.
Speaking of fantastic runners, we also have 2 other matches tonight on SpeedGaming 1 or SpeedGaming, the main channel, and SpeedGaming 3. But we're happy that you guys are here with us tonight.
Can I say how happy I am to see 2 back-to-back bosses on half a heart and Fred get past both of them and get rewarded, but don't die to a keys. I will laugh so hard I will fall out of this chair. Crim getting some money.
So Fred evening up the offense here with a wand. Wand's great to have, especially if you pair it with that sword.
Don't use the key. Oh, Fred, don't use the key. Never mind, there's Triforce. Oh, it's a ladder!
Ladder on the floor in 1. So this is a very productive level 1 for Fred.
Did he just go smack that thing with a stick and walk away?
I think so.
He bopped him on the head and said, that's what you get. Oh no. Just stay home. Just stay home. Stand your ground, Fred. Stand your ground. Oh, no.
Oh,
How? Bogey, how?
Amazing.
That doesn't happen to me.
I would have died 3 times in that room.
Right? All right, Crim giving us some new exploration in the top left of Hyrule here. Right? Hacks, Jester knows.
So this room can be a drop room, so good chance at potential Triforce or a Compass. So Fred will head north here, but I guess the question is whether or not he'll try to dig out the remaining heart that he unnecessarily paid the mugger.
He's got to kill this guy right here for the heart. No, he had a key there, so that he knows he doesn't have to kill that room because he pulled a key from underneath that Gliok. Right under his belly.
So yeah, ladder's always one of those items that you just feel a little bit better knowing that you have in your inventory.
There were 4 four-headed Gleoks in this level, weren't there? 3 or 4. I think it's fantastic. Oh, and they rolled down. Oh, he gave that one a hug.
Oh. That Gliok said, just because I rolled down doesn't mean I can't roll you over.
Okay, so I need some help from our tracker or chat. Where was level 8 in the northwest? The good thing is we found it. So power bracelet might either be for level 9 or nothing because 3 was the raft.
Yeah.
We just need 9 now. It was not on ZBs? That's cool. Thank you, Dr. Blue. Oh, we found level 9. Oh, yeah, that's in the grave.
9's in the graveyard.
Okay.
Level 8's in northwest Death Mountain for sure, because I saw Crim take the Any Road up towards that direction.
I think it's above the Any Road, right above it. Nice fight by Fred there.
So Fred grabs his Triforce from level 1, evening things up 1 to 1. So that's one of those candle locations, right, where Crim didn't have his candle, and Fred was able to find that dungeon relatively early. So the question is, Fred, I don't think either runner has seen every dungeon. So the question is, does Fred grab his power bracelet, knowing that it's one of those items that works well for the forced overworld block, but he's seen that level 3, or does he just leave it there until he's exhausted all his options?
So I think what I would do is he's still missing 8 and 9, or I don't know if Fred saw 9 or not. Maybe he's the one that did, but he knows he's missing 8. So if you go grab the power bracelet, you check the power bracelet spots, there's nothing. You check the rest of the overworld, there's nothing. And so you're still missing a level. It's under the recorder spot, it has to be, which means you've got to dig in dungeons. You can't leave until you find a recorder. So it kind of lets you know what you have to dig for. Now we know he's not going to need that because we're going to have found all the dungeons here. But he does not know that. So something that he can do is grab that, check the 4 spots now, give him some information. He's going right to 3, just like you said.
Yeah, I forget what blocked him in level 2, but yeah, level 3 makes sense.
Mm-hmm. 2, he didn't have a sword at the time, so he just bounced out of. And I think there were 3... No, that was 4. 3 Dodongos were in one of them. I am thinking here we're getting our bow out of 3.
So you're going bow and 3?
Both. Yeah, I'm thinking bow.
I guess the more important question is, where are silvers?
Silvers are always a 9.
Silvers in 9?
In these flags, they're always a 9.
I'm going to go silvers in 5 tonight.
Okay, all right. I respect it. I mean, you could be wrong, but...
I am very likely wrong, but...
Because I guarantee Bo's not here. It's going to be like Blue Boomerang or something.
But I will look like a freaking genius if silvers are in 5.
Great combat from Fred here. So he's using both the wand and the wood sword at the same time to do 3 points of damage instead of just the 2. So you can double up there. 7 has nothing, chat. Don't ever go to 7. guarantee you 7 has nothing in the seed. There won't even be a heart in 7. Like, they'll dig everything and just nothing. All right, here we go. Transport or item. Transport. Okay. Oh my god, they rolled higher than
Fires rolled up. Oh my god.
How many monkeys were sacrificed there is what I want to know.
That was a great bomb, though.
So this room will have nothing for it. It could have the Triforce, but it's probably going to have nothing. The reason this can't be the item, guys, is because if the doors shutter behind you, it means you can't push the block. You can't have both of those exist in the room.
Ooh, Fred taking a death there. Gleox, have Fred's number tonight.
This 5 is kind of dapper. Nice little top hat. Someone pushed down a little bit. Little flat-brimmed hat. I dig it.
See,
What do they call those
blame.
small ones?
Yeah. I don't blame Crim leaving level 8. It's a pretty chunky level 8. I don't know if you saw the map there, but just a huge solid block of about 35 rooms or so.
I saw it, but you know what? When somebody's kind of chunky, you don't really talk about it too much, man.
My bad.
Rude. Okay.
Unless it's peanut butter.
That's true. You cannot mess with chunky peanut. Peanut butter's the stuff. Okay.
Right,
Now
so
we know
Fred
where
finds his compass.
Triforce is. It's the good news for him. It's not that Gleoc.
Yeah. And Crim joining him in level 3. So we'll see. We still haven't found the item in here, though, right? Well,
It is right here.
we will now.
Oh, in 3, boom.
Oh, red candle.
Not even close. Turn around. Actually, that's
Looks like
he's
a
got the
bow.
wand. With the wand, you're usually not going to pull that out, but there's times that you might.
Actually, has Crim purchased a candle yet? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So
But
actually, Crim will be pretty happy to find a candle here in 3.
yeah, so the only candle shops that there were underneath burn bushes or behind bomb blocks. So when he was up in the northeast, just had, regular vanilla stuff. He didn't have those.
Oh, chat saying he did pick up a blue candle. Okay.
Take any?
Thank you, chat.
That's why he's only got 3 hearts. That makes a lot of sense. Fred just bombing one for the heck of it. No reason to bomb that guy. He didn't do nothing to him. Oh my gosh.
What a terrible room for a Triforce.
You might have to reload him. There you go.
Oh, there.
Get that bomb pack before you pick it up. There you go.
Very nice. Yeah, so what Fred did there was just reset the spawns by leaving and coming back in, and there's a preset number of different spawn patterns you could get that do rotate. So Fred taking advantage of that fact and able to manipulate the Dodongo to spawn in the middle of the room. So Fred's headed to level 5. The dapper level 5.
Dapper level 5, I love it. But the guy didn't really take care of his hat because it's got a hole in the front by the brim. So I don't know if he pushed his thumb through it when he took it off too many times or what happened. We need a story, chat. What happened to this hat?
All right, what do we got? Transport or our stair?
Transport.
Ah.
Prim saw that one earlier, I think. Or am I just making up stories? Somebody did.
So actually, yeah, Crim may have been in here, but he may have been ladder blocked potentially because I see Fred in a river room.
He got hit by the trap and then picked up the ferry. He right ordered the seed, guys. Thank you for the monster raid from Jess Andy 8. Appreciate that, Jess. Thank you.
Join the Nintendo Fun Club. Did you ever join the Nintendo Fun Club?
I did, actually, with my parents' money, and they hated me for it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I did.
My first issue was the Mike Tyson issue.
Tell me if you know what this is. 206-885-7529.
That's Tyson, baby.
No.
Oh, no, is that Super Macho Man?
No.
Oh, no, that's I'm sorry. That's the phone number.
That is the phone number. That's the hint line.
That's the hint line.
That's where you spend your parents' money.
If if you enter that in Punch Out, you get a busy signal.
Really? That's hysterical.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry. 007-373-5963 is Tyson.
So the phone number was good for calling the guy that just flipped open his binder to whatever game you were playing. This is going to be a heart because he couldn't find it. Bam. Got it. Your call is appreciated. Yeah. I have no idea if the call... Do not call that number, guys, because it might be a number that's changed hands 15 times and is a number I should not have given out.
Right.
Please don't call that number.
I think it's still their number, but...
And if you do, tell them Crim sent you.
All right, so Fred going back into level 4 here. So we did not see the item out of 5. So Fred kind of playing it kind of like go mode. I don't know. Or was he blocked potentially by I know we saw Goma in there.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how he progresses in here. He bought a key for a reason, so either he knew he needed it here. Well, that's not anything. Those are just Gibdos. These are harmless to him.
So chat confirming that the 206-885-7529 still works.
Fantastic.
Which is awesome.
Did you ask him how to get through like Mario 3 or something? Right. Somebody ask them that and see if they just laugh.
I think
like you realize there's the interwebs now, right? Look at this clip. Oh my god.
Great ladder clip by Fred.
8675309 is still a real number. I almost had that as my pager at one point with my area code, which I'm not going to give out. Couldn't get it, though. Remember pagers, dude?
Oh, I used to have a pager.
Yeah, for sure. Dial 911 at the beginning just to make sure you know it's important.
See, I would, my code was 31608 because that's bogey upside down in a calculator.
Oh, that's sick, dude. You always had to, with the girl, you had to say 143, I love you. 143.
That's awesome.
1 for I, 4 for love, 3 for you. Yeah. You can tell I was a real ladies. Paging girls 143. Oh, Lord. Meanwhile, we have a Z1R game going on.
Right.
These guys would be like, they're never commentating again.
So Crim going back into level 7. Fred's still trying to dig out the item here in level 4. Found the Triforce.
I'm gonna let the professional take over. You got this, dude. Oh, the strike from Crim.
Dead bullseye.
Oh, man.
I do not like fighting Wizrobes with other enemies. Like, with Bubbles especially.
Yeah.
Wizrobes and Bubbles are just like the worst combination.
Well, especially because of the orange Wizrobes or red Wizrobes, whatever you want to call them. Right when they spawn in, that's when you want to attack them, and that's right when you get hit by a bubble, and you're like, son of a monkey. Crim on the last one, unfortunately. He was trying... This is a possible item room, so he's trying to open this up. Didn't save the room, so he's going to have to do that combat again, but this might be it. I mean, he's been a few rooms in this 7 now.
So if you're either runner 37 minutes in, you know, Fred's got 3 Triforce, Crim has 1. How are you feeling right now if you're either of these runners?
I think if I'm Fred, I'm okay because he's got a lot of overworld done already. He's got the ladder. Just really looking for bow right now. There's the flute. So he's got the package of 3 overworld things. So there's nothing going to block him there. That'll actually make him feel really good, knowing that the only thing he really has to pull now is bow and silvers. So I'd be feeling okay-ish if I'm Fred. Want to accelerate a little bit. Crim, I'd be feeling quite a bit behind just because you don't have any of the major items and you can't really finish too much right now.
Yeah, hopefully Crim finds something good in this room potentially.
But like we were talking about at the top of the show, like Crim is just really, really good about knowing where to go, knowing how to attack seeds. It would not surprise me if 15 minutes from now we're like, they're within one Triforce. You know, that's just the type of runner that Crim is.
Yeah.
Very good at the game. You always get that little, some hesitation and some nerves when you're racing somebody like a Fred that, you know, wrote the script for the game. It's just natural. It's human nature too. So anybody in that seat with Crim, you got one Triforce, 38 minutes in, he's sitting here thinking, man, I gotta really speed up. And you start making some mistakes you're not used to making because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fred picks up his Triforce at a level 4. Probably will head to level 2 just around the corner here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Knock out all these early ones. Now, and that's the advantage for Crim. Crim's done a lot of 8. He's doing 7 right now. I mean, the ones that he's going to clean up at the end are the short ones. And he's going to have, you know, let's say out of 7, he pulls Red Ring or Bow or something like that that's going to give him an advantage going through the shorter ones that Fred didn't have. So, you know, sometimes it flips like that just because you're more equipped to do the shorter ones even faster when you get into them.
Yeah, and Fred hasn't picked up the item from level 5 yet. He's seen, obviously, all the items in 1, 3, and 4. If Crim's able to find, like, Bow and Silvers in, 7 or 8, that makes him feel a lot better about the lower seeds, right? And, as we see on Crim's side of the screen, these are not easy dungeons to be clearing. So, the level 6 Triforce, not too bad to grab. I think Crim was a little bit blocked by level 8, just because he didn't have the ladder. But this level 7 is pretty hefty for a level 7. It's got 1 segment, so you're dealing with an extra set of staircases. You got like some linear stuff there up towards the top, so it's not easy to make progression in this dungeon.
Yeah, the toughest part of this 7, like you were saying, is that little bottleneck towards the middle of the top. Once you get there, do you go left or right? If you go left, it's the wrong way. Now you got to go to the right. You've got 1 offshoot room, which means that we're going to have 4 staircases that don't do anything for us in this entire map, and 1 that does. And you got to do combat now in 5 different rooms instead of just the 2.
Yeah, and then add in all the enemies on top of that, right? As Fred finds a book on the floor in level 2.
Yeah, the thing that stinks is that if you tackle these bigger ones and it's got the harder combat in them, yeah, you could come out ahead and have something that's very good you're pulling out. But if your enemy set is rolled into Wizrobes in 7 and you've got, easy Gurias in 2, then the person doing the short dungeons you're gonna win that battle every time. There's no way, even the best player, lack attack skill level combat is gonna beat anybody, So
Fred taking on level 6. I think the only dungeon he has not seen is level 8. I think he was the first one to find the level 9 at the grave spot. But I don't think he made it up into level 8. So yeah, I mean, that might be one of those things that is in the back of Fred's mind in terms of, is that going to be recorder blocked? Well, he did pick up his recorder, so that's good. Or is it going to be power bracelet blocked, or just where the heck is it?
Crim had some excellent combat there on the Wizrobes to get into this room. Now he's checking this room because it could drop something. It's dropping a key here. That could have been a heart, could have been the Triforce. It did drop a key, so a lot of time commitment to get through there, but he's 2 staircases now down. He's got 2 more to go that aren't doing anything for him. So it's telling him also rooms that he doesn't have to check again, which is very nice. Book percent activated.
Yeah, book's good, especially when it comes to level 9. Just having that map is certainly huge. And yeah, I think the other thing that Crim's dealing with on his side, a lot of bomb walls, a lot of key doors here. So he's, in addition to what you were saying about just, if you make the wrong play, if you go left towards the top and what you need to do is go right, on top of that, you're also having to deal with all the navigation issues in terms of, do I use a key? Do I use one of my few bombs? Because I got to bomb all these Wizrobes here in a room like this. Just resource management is definitely a challenge in this seed, certainly in this level 7.
Absolutely. And the
But
weird
Crim
thing is
doing
that this level 7, this push block here, this is the vanilla 6 wand room. So it's a high priority clear. Usually is going to have something here, if not be the other transport. The nice thing there is that he locked the room, or he saved the room, so he only has those 3 Wizrobes to come back and fight. He doesn't have to fight the entire room.
Yeah, I would be doing a lot of saving the room in this dungeon for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, if you're not a betting man, but if you're rooting for Crim here, or for a very close race near the end, if silvers are here in 7 and it's under something like that, and Fred were to able to find the Triforce before him and he dips out, that's going to be one thing that's going to help Crim a lot, is something like that being in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can I tell it's the vanilla level 6 wand room? Well, let's say there's, I don't know, Dr. Blue, let's say there's only 3 of them, and we know that one of them is going to be a push block room. There's a 33% chance, right? So, I mean, there's more of a chance of that room because it's such a specific room, being an item room or a staircase room or something like that, that I'm willing to fight that room every single time and high prioritize it, just because you don't see the single block rooms much in the game. There might only be, what, 3 or 4 of them in the entire... I don't know that answer.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, going back to what you were saying in terms of, Crim digging these, 6, 7, and 8. I know the Triforce may look lopsided, but, there's, like you said, there's a lot of knowledge, Crim has in terms of just digging out this 7. Obviously, yeah, I think if you're rooting for Crim, you got to hope for silvers. I would say probably silvers, right? Like if Fred finds 8 and goes there and finds the bow, I got to be thinking, you got, what, 33% chance at that point? Although for him, I guess 50% because he hasn't seen the item in 5. Do you just go to level 9 hoping that silvers are there, 50-50 shot?
No, don't be... So when you're fighting these Wizrobes, what you just saw there from Crim, he did excellent combat there until that very last one. Wizrobes will see you if you're on the half tile above them, but they won't see you below. So you always want to fight them from below. Or if you're vertical from them, you want to fight them on the right side because they won't see you, but they'll see you on the left side. Just something about where Link's hitbox is and how they target. They're going to see Link from those 2 positions, whereas they won't see him from the exact opposite on the other half tile.
So Fred making a beeline to level 7, so he will be joining Crim here very momentarily. I think just trying to load up on some bombs with some red dark nuts and Gorias on the overworld screen. Didn't get any.
Let's see here. Yeah, he's going back in his... Okay. How much of the 7 has Fred seen?
I think he just saw 2 or 3 rooms, not many. But obviously he's able to benefit from picking up that book in level 2. So he gets an immediate read on just the size of the level 7 that he's about to have to deal with. Yeah, both of these runners, I mean, I think defense is definitely a challenge in this seed, especially in a dungeon like this where you have orange Wizrobes that deal 4 hearts of damage if they get you with a beam. Just even touching any of these guys is 2 hearts of damage.
Exactly. It's a rough situation right now for Crim because you feel pot committed right now. For anybody saying, oh, just get out, go do something else, you're so invested in this 7 and you have such good knowledge of kind of the feel of the level that if you were to leave right now, you'd have to, 1, redo it all over again, and 2, you would lose kind of that your short-term memory knowledge of what the level's telling you, and that means a lot. I mean, there's if you go through something, it's just like if you're speedrunning a game and you put it away for 6 months and then come back, you've got to learn the little things. It's the same thing inside levels, to where he's learning some of the little things this level. It's going to get him through some of these rooms faster. So that's why he's pot committed. He's staying in it because he's got to do this at some point in the game anyway. Might as well do it right now. The muscle memory of just going through these rooms sometimes means let's stay here and do this. Even if maybe dipping out, going to 8, finding a red ring or something could help ultimately, if he's able to get through in the next couple tries, it just makes a lot of sense to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that pot committed feeling is tough to battle, right? Because it's like you're saying, you've invested so much energy into this, and you see Crim making more and more progress each time through, right? It's tough to get through this dungeon on 4 hearts, especially when you spawn out of a staircase like that and you have Wizrobes firing right at you.
What's rough is that like he's getting no luck too. Sorry, Bogey, to cut you off, but he's getting absolutely no luck because 3 of the 4 enemies in that room that he just spawned into drop bombs. They're on the global bomb dropper, and he got none of them. And now he's in a room that he has to have one to continue, and he can't.
Yep.
There's no luck on his side either, and that luck plays a huge role sometimes in these games.
Yeah, and in some of these rooms, right, there's that one room where there were 6 or 7 blue Wizrobes. And you're only doing so much with your white sword there, right? So you have to use your bombs, and then you get to another room and there's 6 more, and this is a very trolley level 7, absolutely.
It really is. This is why you just don't come here, man. I tell people, no one believes me. I try.
All right, so Crim got a bomb drop from the Reds here.
The nice thing there for him is that he knew that if he got to that diamond stair every time, he's got chances for bomb droppers because those red Wizrobes will give you bombs every once in a while, just off the global. So every time he went through there, he'd had another chance of getting bombs.
All right, we'll see if Crim's able to find something here in the northeast of this level 7.
They're doing high fives right here. I mean, Crim has spent, the bulk of the seed now here in 7 and, 6 and a lot of these higher ones. Fred's making, quicker work of it, but doesn't have too much more to show for it on the item thing as far as in the late dungeons yet. I'm looking for positives here for Crim.
The question is, where the heck is this item in level 7? Or the Triforce?
That Western, under the R. Gotta be over there. They're literally like a screen from each other. They're kind of light years away as far as Triforces, but geographically, where they're at right now, they both tried to push it knowing that. And that's the thing, is that you get in the thick of the battle too, Bogey, right? Like, they both know. If you ask them that outside, and you're like asking a question in beginner chat or something, hey, can a shutter door, can you have an item there? They're going to both be the first ones to tell you, no, you can't have an item in that room. But they both tried to push that block because it's just instinct as you're going. Like, the adrenaline keeps going and you forget little things like that.
Right. Yeah, like that room that the Gliok that Crim was just fighting, the shutter door closed, right? And there's a key door south. I know he's probably clearing it, hoping to find either a compass or a Triforce. I think my mind would shift to, where the heck is this item? I need something out of here, right? In addition to the Triforce, like, I'm not leaving without it.
Oh no!
And he hasn't even seen the Chevy room, so I would hate if the Triforce were here for Crim.
Don't do it, Fred. Oh my gosh, he needed a bomb down, so he had to have a bomb hit correctly, and it's the Triforce. So Crim can't even get the Triforce out of 7 because he doesn't have the ladder from 1.
Yep.
Oh no. But that was gutsy by Fred because he wanted to clear that because that could have been a Triforce room too, and he wanted to bomb down, so he could not miss that. And the Chevy rooms, the Dodongos are notorious for turning very fast because there's not a lot of land there. So that was a really risky bomb on Fred's behalf, but he hits.
So yeah, the thing Crim needs out of here, I guess, at this rate, is Fred's going back to level 2. I'm not sure why.
Bomb upgrade.
Oh, bomb upgrade. Yep, makes sense. Because I'm like, he got the book and the Triforce. Yeah.
I had it mentally marked that there was one there.
Yep. But yeah, Crim almost needs those silvers or something. Probably silvers, right? Because if Bo is in here, Fred's not going to go to level 9. As Crim finds the bow. That's a good find for Crim here. Just unfortunately,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's gonna keep. He's got the item now. He's got 2 rooms left. He'll probably find here. I think in 2 rooms he'll find that Chevy room.
Well, what he needs is the compass, right?
He needs the
can see
compass,
if
yeah.
The Chevy room houses the, because otherwise he's just going to keep clearing rooms until he finds the Triforce. So the problem there, chat, for the people who are like, oh, that's a great find for Crim. Fred knows the bow can't be a 9, so he's not going to gamble bow. So it wasn't really, I mean, it's a great item to have, but it's not a game-changing one for him, whereas silvers would have been. Okay, well, the good news there is he saw that that was a bomb drop and not a Triforce. He might bail on this having the item. Nope, he's going to keep going. I wonder how much of this map he does not know yet. It's just that left side. Like, he's going to make a beeline to it, and he might even just throw his game out the window.
Yeah, there's those 2 rooms in that, you know, the top part of the A column that he absolutely has not seen. There's got to be, you know, at least one other room with the compass.
This is going to be interesting. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
That's a tough room to go through.
As soon as that Wizrobe went up in the door, he came back, and he was only going to come back 1 tile before he moved, and so there was no way around him. Like, he was going to get hit every time there. I love Crim's tenacity. If you've seen nothing else from watching this and you're just watching these runners for the first time, give both Fred and Crim a follow. But my God, this tells you everything about Crim's personality. He's a wonderful dude. He doesn't quit. Like, he will not put this down. And that speaks a lot about the person he is. He's a great guy and just a tenacious, awesome runner. He's great on the mic too. If you ever listen to one of his streams, he's great on the mic as well.
All right, I want him to get through this room because I want him to see the Chevy room so that he can play some catch up here.
So a little minor thing that might be a right order type thing. If that Goma right there has the Triforce in 8, he's got to go back to 7 for. I mean, I'm just trying to think of anything that can kind of speed Crim back up into this. It's going to take a lot, to be honest, chat, but like, that's one of those little things, right? You get the right order 7, get the bow out of there before you get the Triforce out of 8. Those little things might help. But I'm sure, I mean, we haven't seen Red Ring. We haven't seen any key. He'll probably get the any key because he's got 10 keys and he bought one this seed.
All right, so Crim making the decision to leave level 7, saw the Chevy room, figured he had enough. So we know he's seen...
Ouch.
Level 3. He has not yet seen level 1. So there's a lot of the overworld here where he just didn't have the candle at the time that he walked through here, right? So that's, you know, one of those little differences where, you know, Fred stumbling upon his candle early was able to help him with this seed. Hopefully Crim will maybe check the coast here and then loop back around, find a level 1. We still haven't seen any item out of level 8. I know Crim spent some time in here, just, I think, with some of these ladder blocks, he wasn't able to make too much progress.
Yeah, this would be a tough 8 to navigate without the ladder, just because you saw the T room and you saw, I think we had another ladder block before. The combat's not too bad. It's just kind of the navigation, for sure.
I guess the question is, if you're Fred, or, you know, just from your perspective, do you think Fred will dig out, you know, both items here in level 8?
I think he will. Without the bow, you're kind of in every item you can find mode. There's no reason to leave a level now because he has so much knowledge from the middle levels. You're going to dig all this. And you might, you know, accidentally find the silvers or something looking for the bow. So I mean, of course you're gonna keep looking, I think, in my eyes.
So we'll see if Crim goes down to 3 hearts. We'll soon learn. I think is this where the map ended up being?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was gonna see he didn't need to pay the mugger after all.
He could just retry. From right there. Yeah,
so what you're seeing Crim do, he's not leaving level 1, he's just doing a overworld pirouette. So by entering that screen from the north, he's able to throw that bomb door open
Yeah, the game
without having
thinks
to
that
use
you
a
were
bomb.
Yeah, the game thinks you were still in the dungeon when you open it up. So you came from the north, that door has to be open, right? So that bomb hole has to be open. The game thinks the overworld and dungeon is the exact same tile when you're on that tile.
You know, going down to 3 hearts for Crim actually is not the worst, just because every time you do die, you get beams, which could be very helpful for a room like this.
Yeah, especially with the white sword too, because you got that advanced combat with it.
Low percent strats, let's go.
Exactly right. So this is one of those too that the unique perspective that we have, chat, is that we can see that there's a disparity here, right, in what's going on. But in Fred's mind, this clock is getting ready to tick over to 1 hour. He's missing the bow. He's missing the silvers. He doesn't have the 8 Triforce yet. He's low-key freaking out right now. Like, not lying. He's low-key freaking out because Crim is a very good runner, and he knows Crim's going to dot done here in the next 10 minutes. I got to finish this out. Like, that's what's going through Fred's mind. Especially seeing Goma's an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were I think there were a couple in 7 too. So I mean, you know, Fred didn't have his bow going through there. As Crim is going to get his wand.
Maybe. Please don't die to one of these keys. Okay, good.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Right. So the clock is rolled over 1 hour, and in these flag sets, when you know that the average seed is about 75 minutes. Yeah, I'm not feeling pretty good if I, like you said, have those items outstanding.
And Crimson, they're going, all right, that's cool. I got the wand, but the wand does not help me with those whiz robes inside of 7. He's cursing it right now. So you see, you're going to see what we're talking about with the fireballs there on Gleeok. You'll see it again because he's going to clear that room, but he usually does a really good job of making those fireballs traverse the length of the screen so he can keep one on the screen and just start knocking Gleeok out. Great clip on it. Unfortunately, you always get bopped off that. Good clip before, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think in this room, I'd probably bust out the red candle and try to boost, but it's so tough because you got both land molas to deal with. He does clear it, so he's got to walk back through there just to like lock that in. So for those of you who don't play Z1R too much, if you kill one of the 2 land molas in a room, if you leave the room and come back, it will clear both of them.
All right, so let's see what else he can do inside this one. Fred is looking for the path to the Triforce and also the other item room.
Well, he knows Bo can't be in that staircase if he hadn't already checked it. Just because of the Goma being there.
He did the right pause, thinking that he was in vanilla there. That's why he went on the one. I knew exactly what he was doing when he had to pause back and turn it. That's kind of funny. All right, what do we got? Red ring.
Red ring.
Just had that feeling that red ring was going to be in here. And now Aniki is probably the other item in here too.
So while I'm feeling like silvers are in 9, there's still a small chance silvers could be in 5.
No, silvers are in 9.
Silvers will be in 9.
I told you that an hour ago.
Yeah, we have both boomerangs, the any key. Not sure what the other item is.
There was nothing in 7, Blue. Pay no attention to the D on the ground.
Chest jerk hoping for the double banana in 9.
It happened, man. Could 100% happen. You do not need to kill this. Don't kill this. Oh, he needs to go right for the other item. He has not got the other item yet. He needs that room on the right.
All right, so for chest jerk to be right, for me to be right, we need the any key to be here. Double banana in 9, silvers in 5. Let's go. So Fred walking by the Triforce here.
Oh my gosh.
Is this an item room? Do you need the recorder to?
Yeah, neither recorder. If this is silvers, this would be the most right order seed of all time.
All right, what do we got?
Blue banana.
Come on, any key. Oh, silver arrows and 8s.
So you had to have the ladder for the Triforce in 7, and you had to have the recorder from 4 for the silvers in 8. That's insane.
So at the 104 mark,
well played, but oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, the 104 mark, Fred Coughlin has all 8 Triforce. Will be headed to level 9 here very shortly.
After he goes to 5 and then 7 because he still needs that bow.
Oh, that's right. He does need the bow.
And I don't know if he has seen the white sword item. So in his mind, the bow could still be under the white sword, so he might be clearing some overworld still too. I'm not sure about that part. I know somebody did some southwest exploration, but I wasn't sure if it was him or not.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking for. I don't think he's seen.
Yeah, I think the white sword's playing in his head right now. He's going, oh my gosh, I might need that. And I think that was what, Vanilla 3?
I think so.
Was the
somewhere around there. If not that, it's the burn bush, right, northwest of it.
Yeah, that's why Chatty's doing some overworld stuff, because even though we have all the info, he does not. And honestly, with the number of checks he has left, the overworld takes from start to finish. If you don't have anything clear, but you have all the resources, it takes right around 12 minutes. Like, I've walked it and done it and pathed it out. It's about 12 minutes. If you've done the majority of it, it's 3 to 4 minutes for a check. Like, you're checking 10 items or 10 things or something like that, 10 spots. Whereas in Underground, if he's got to go through 5, he's got to go through 7, that might take him 8, 9 minutes. So he's thinking, let's do the overworld, let's finish this out. I'll find the white sword, then I'll go back and dig dungeons.
All right, so Crim grabs his Triforce out of level 1. I think he knows where, 2 and 4, so I would imagine that he's going to maybe head west, but maybe not.
Yeah, I think the northeast is done because he had that candle. So he's probably going to take an any road. He's going to check this spot right here and then start taking the any roads to other locations. Oh my god, he need a power bracelet just to... He grabs the Pepsi or the Coke or whatever. So he's going back into
Fred going back to level 5.
Well, you know what this might be too? This might be any key, which could help. Like, you miss into an any key, that's not a bad day.
Right.
Oh no. Is that the bait block? I hope it's behind the bait. Because we have not gone up there, have we? That's not the bait block? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was or not. Hold on. That Aquaminus was walking on water. Bugged seed. So chat, let's catch you up real quick. Bogey, let's try to give him a little recap. Basically, the spread that you're seeing here was Crim made some plays early on to start digging some of the bigger dungeons, and unfortunately the combat was so rough in those bigger dungeons that it just didn't work out for him. Level 7 in particular was a rough one. A lot of whiz robes. Was rewarded with the bow, but probably a 20-minute dig there was the separation that we've seen here.
And Crim, like you said, pot committed to level 7. Was able to grab the bow from there. Still has to grab his Triforce, but I think now that he has his ladder, I'd imagine actually, considering that he's at level 3 right now, he's probably going to either go back, just get level 7 done and be done with it, maybe go to level 5. He knows that he has levels 2, 4, and 6 kind of clustered there towards the south central part of the map.
Mm-hmm. So what you just saw on Fred's side, the reason he's dipping out of there is, even though that looks really bad, he's like, oh my god, I need bow for the item. Well, the bow can't be the item if the Gomas were blocking. So in his mind right now, he's leaving 5 going, that's clear. I'm leaving an item behind, but it's not something that I need because the only rooms there that are going to hurt me are bow blocked room. So now he's doing the rest of the overworld checks, and in his mind, he's thinking 5 is fine. I'm done.
So actually, this is the item that he's most hoping to find in terms of just the fact that it's the white sword item. He's not excited about being a heart. Sorry, chest jerk, but I know that's not what Fred wants to be seeing right now when he finds the white sword item. So he's gonna toot his way back to level 6.
What was in 6? The white sword. He got that.
Yeah, so this is one of those things, right, where you're 69 minutes in, you're like, my opponent's got to be in level 9. Right, just even dipping into 6 shows that probably a little bit of nerves at play.
Yeah, he whistled thinking he was going to 7. It was only 6, probably because he skipped over. No, he has all the Triforces, so I don't know why. Maybe just like you said, nerves gets the best of us.
Okay, so that bow, I believe, is all the way up top. Might be right under the R.
Yeah, he does a good job of mentally retracking where he's been and what he's cleared and whatnot. Ooh, nice.
So I think Crim is just checking some of the overworld spots that he missed, kind of in this candle row area, kind of the center part of the map. Again, when he made his way through this part of the overworld, did not have his candle.
You know what? That big shield, I hate to say it because I'm a big proponent of not spending money on the big shield, but with 184, 6 keys, I might buy it there because 7 was the one that gave you the most problems and it was a Wizrobe dungeon.
Yeah.
Might pick it up there, but I'm not going to ever second guess somebody that can kick my butt in this. And again, that's the furthest thing from his mind, is picking up a big shield right now. I mean, he's thinking, I've got 3 Triforces, right?
So overworld death for Crim here, but not the end of the world, just given that there is a take any road not too far from where he had died.
So, Bogey, when you start feeling behind in seeds like this, if you're on Fred's side right now, what do you think you individually do different than if you just started the game and were 20 minutes in?
So I think personally, I start to have a tendency to want to clear everything. So it's like, I think one of the biggest struggles for any new player in Z1R, and obviously these runners are not, but your tendency is, oh, there's a room full of enemies in front of me, I can clear this room, I can kill anything that they throw my way. And so, you're missing shutter doors that are shut, so you're clearing rooms that you really shouldn't. You almost become a little bit of you have a little bit of tunnel vision, or at least I do. So I start making poorer decisions, knowing that my opponent is deep in level 9. They're 2 rooms away from Zelda. I'm just kind of looking up. Is there a dot done yet? Why isn't there? It's those types of thoughts that run through my head. What about you?
Yeah, I would say the same. I think that what I like to do, or what I do a lot, and you see Fred now finding this bow. And the funny thing was here too, as many times as they were in 7 and they went through that diamond staircase, it was just a bomb above that. They were in that room probably 6 or 7 times a piece, and it was just a bomb above that. But what I do is I tend to rush things a lot. When I get behind, I always want to catch up everything at once. And I make some stupid decisions because of that. I'm like, well, I didn't do anything in the last 3 minutes, so I must be failing this. I start panicking that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and a race a couple of weeks ago against EXO, the race, the seed was going swimmingly until we hit level 9, and silvers were deep in 7 somewhere behind a hidden bomb wall. But yeah, I just had tunnel vision and missed a room that had the second item in 9, which ended up being the book. He was able to find it. It certainly had a clearer mind than I did when I was going through 9, and yeah, it's just that one of those things where I'm like, how did I just miss this one single room, which was, one that I walked by 3 or 4 times. So it's like things like that start to happen. I mean, you see it, on Fred's side, right, where he just recorded to 6. Once he stepped in there, he's probably like, what the heck am I doing in here? As Fred's gonna enter level 9 here in about 74 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You can even look at this 9, right? This 9 is only 7 columns wide. Usually it's an 8x8 chat. If you can look at it, board 9, and then there's like one more column to the right that's supposed to have rooms there. And with the new algorithm and the way that the rooms are made, usually these 9s are smaller than normal, like this. And with that means there's more space, which means you need to know where those spaces are so you don't bomb into them, which makes the book even more useful. So I think that having the book as the atlas in these flags is genius, because you've got that mixed with the current algorithm, and it makes it just absolutely vital for navigating the 9 as fast as you can.
Absolutely, and as Fred's walking here through level 9, he's already found his compass, so he knows where the princess is, or in this case, he knows where Ganon is. So what's Fred looking here for in level 9 here, RBG?
Fred right now is looking for just the sound of Ganon. Well, it won't be Ganon. The sound of Zelda's bad breath, I guess. Roaring here, and the nice thing is, oh, wait.
This is our
Please don't
bait
let
block.
you. Oh, dang it! I was like, that's the bait block, right? But if you hear that sound, then that means that Ganon is adjacent to you, north, south, east, or west. So you make a beeline to one of those locations. And other than that, you're looking for Zelda, which we've already found, which means she's gonna be hidden behind a shutter door that doesn't open when you clear the room beside her. But we don't have to worry about that one now. We just have to navigate to a path. So what Fred's doing here is he's looking complete opposite corner, because that's where Ganon likes to hide. Please let that meat block be like to a room you can only get to above it.
Yeah.
And have a stair to Zelda.
Yeah, so that meat block, I think, is 4 rooms down in that R column, so kind of central. Be nice if that was like the gateway to that northeast part of the dungeon.
Usually
just for entertainment purposes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, of course. Just entertainment.
Right.
Like FanDuel. Just entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Please don't bet your mortgage. So Fred is not wasting time in undergrounds. Undergrounds are about 8 seconds long, and you don't learn anything above ground while you're underground, so he's not wasting any time there as long as the level lets him keep going. He'll take stairs when he comes to a dead end like this, but if the level lets him keep going, why waste those 8 seconds when I can just go to the room next to it?
So one thing that's interesting here is the staircase that he's taken in that A column, he can't go right there. The room south of that, he bombed to the right. He couldn't go right there. Meat block might still be in play unless he can find a staircase that gets him to that northeast place area.
Watch Ganon be just to the right here.
Yeah, probably.
Of course, this right here could be magic stair to Ganon or something too. So no, it can't, because there's never mind.
All right, so Fred has the path to Zelda, pretty straightforward, knowing where the compass pointed him. And here's Ganon.
Wow. Zelda's bad breath. Here we go.
So eight hits of the white sword, more or less, should do the job here for Fred. As Crim finds his recorder in 4. Down goes Zelda.
The only thing that can help Crim is a crash of the cartridge. I'm not wishing anything on anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'll kill it just for fun. Like, turn around and kill it. He bopped it on.
Yeah, 78 minutes, I think. Fred's just beelining as he touches Ganon at an official time of 1 hour, 18 seconds, or 18 minutes, 6 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat for Mr. Fred Coughlin and Crim. And we're joined here by Fred. Fred, GG, sir.
Oh, thank you. Whew.
How are you feeling right now? At what point did the panic set in?
Hold on. Fred, Crim is 30 seconds behind you.
Oh, geez, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. I don't know. That was a rough one. I thought that was potentially going to be, again, incredibly close with everything there. The fact that I pretty much last located the bow there, except for the fact that not sure exactly what item was in 5 by process elimination, but that was a little bit scary trying to get all that there.
When you got to 5 and saw the Gomas on that redig, what were you thinking?
Oh gosh, I was like, well, at least I knew at that point that they couldn't be blocking the bow itself, and I think by the time I got in there, that was the only one I had, but I was just like, oh gosh, please, this is seriously where this is? Did I waste all my time trying to come in here, trying to find the item, and then turned out, okay, nope, I was able to find it a bit sooner there, but, it wasn't in 5. I'm still not sure what it was, but it couldn't have been what I wanted there.
Yeah, it was either a banana or the any key. Those are the 3 items outstanding. We didn't see either item in level 9. And we saw everything else. I think the key to the seed, or at least something that certainly helped put things in your favor pretty early, was you getting that bomb pack. I forget if it was in level 3 or level 7, but picking up that bomb pack, finding, I guess initially the candle, which you made the purchase of, and then when you reset once you found a free candle next door, which also allowed you to buy arrows later on Raft Island. But just having that candle early allowed you to find level 1, which I think was the key to unlocking the seed, especially with that ladder, and picking up the wand. That certainly set you on the right course there. Crim had found levels 3, 7, maybe 6, 2, and 4, but eventually got pot committed to level 7. Obviously, without the ladder, he could not pick up the Triforce there. Still hasn't, but did find the bow and was rewarded there for his persistence in level 7. But I think that early candle grab ended up just dictating the way that both of you approached the seed thereafter.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely helped out. As you said, the ladder, like, I honestly didn't even pay attention to ladder blocks playing through the seed, because I was like, oh, okay. I've got I got bow, not bow. I got ladder. I just cross over stuff until you had mentioned that there had been a ladder block in 5. That was basically my reaction was, oh yeah, there actually was a ladder block in 5, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And so it's crazy.
We went probably 15 minutes, Fred, until Crim had a bomb pack and candle. Like, he was doing a lot of it. He found sword first, and you were dipping some dungeons and looking around before he did. So he found the sword first, but unfortunately, because he needed that candle to unlock level 1, he kind of wrong ordered the beginning of this, and it was just kind of a snowball effect after that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, I was definitely worried in the early going when I kept looking at the clock. Crim is a incredibly strong, solid player here, and just seeing, looking at that clock and saying, okay, we're 15 minutes in, we're getting close to 20 minutes in, I think, somewhere around there, and I still haven't found a cave that has a sword in it. And then discovering where it was, I was like, I was dang close to here a little while ago. I almost went this way. Why didn't I do that?
When you left 8, how many overworld locations do you have left, and were you worried about that white sword, finding the white sword item?
Well, the thing was, I completely forgot about the fact that I kept dying up in the northwest, the Armos there, where the Blue Ring shop normally is. And I forgot that I had neglected. I'd been planning originally, when I finally checked that spot, to then go back down and hit the coast. And then when I checked that shot, I was like, oh gosh, levels! Let's go check out the levels. And completely forgot about the Dead Wood. So at the time I thought I had 2 caves left on Death Mountain I hadn't checked, and then the Power Bracelet spots. So I was starting to get a little bit worried about that, especially when, again, with where the ladder was, finding that just easily on the floor in 1, and Power Bracelet blocking that. I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad, especially once it wasn't those. And as I went into one of the dungeons to get the Triforce just as a stalling tactic while I was trying to think about it. Or not Triforce. When I started diving 5, part of that was my stalling tactic of, wait, what the heck did I forget on the overworld? And then found the Goma block, and while I was doing that, I said, okay, yeah, that's right. I never checked out all the area near 3 and the couple of the bomb spots down there. And I was like, oh gosh, if that's a White Sword Cave with a bow, this is going to be definitely very heavily, you know, Crim could have gotten this one very easily, but fortunately it was just a heart container.
So we'll see what the item here in level 5 is. As Crim pulls out, or turns his back on it, the blue banana. So any key and regular banana, Lord Banana, level 9.
So I gotta ask you that. I mean, your Herald is the creator of this, and we've playing some flags and some seeds now that this flag set has brought about us. Are you seeing anything from how these are coming out that makes you go, I want to tweak this flag, or I want to do something slightly different to improve this flag or change this flag a little bit, just from how these seeds have played out and how the first 4 weeks have gone?
I mean, well, aside from the minor bug we discovered last night with one of the maps that is going to have to get fixed, I mean, you know, the extra bosses is an evil flag, but that's part of why we hide that one away, and that's not usually meant to be a main flag. But I quite enjoy it actually, because it does force those item blocks. I love these item chains, and I think that doing something where I possibly look into like potential increasing length of chain, you know, making them more likely to be required, I feel like could be something. Well, again, they're just falling naturally with this block overworld. That's one nice thing about this block overworld, the overworld block flag that we've had. It's been really nice for saying, oh look, here's a you know, here is your blocks, and you actually have to dig stuff. You know, it's not just race, okay, find bow, now go gamble on 9, and if you happen to find a ladder, great on the way, because, you know, most of the time you'll be ladder blocked somewhere, but not always. I feel like that happens a lot.
Were you concerned when you pulled Raft early and found level 3 that there might be another forced overworld block looming over your shoulder?
It was definitely a on the you know, on the back of my mind type of thing, especially as I said for that white sword item. But, you know, we were trying to get in there and, you know, just clear as much as I could at that point, because the thing is, with that early set of levels that we found, it was like, okay, there's not much left. There were like 2 or 3 levels left at the time that I hadn't you know, found, like, toward, you know, by the time I pretty much even got the sword, I think I'd either found 6 or 7 levels. So it was more of a, okay, let's just find where these overworld caves are and try to get into the dungeons.
There's a question in chat, just to follow up on your answer before,
yeah,
from Yellow Dragon saying, could you possibly put a setting for the minimum chain length? So
that's something I could, yeah, that's something like that could definitely be something we add in. I mean, again, for design philosophy things, just I know some people in chat won't necessarily know about this because, you know, I do this stuff. I try to lock down the code during tournaments. I don't ever want to make a change. And yeah, obviously I try to test those changes. I don't want ever to have any claims of unfair advantage, because I get the chance to test out some of these flags and others don't. So, you know, during tournament, it's going to stay pretty much the same aside from bug fixes. So there'll be a bug fix coming out before week 5 just to address a bug or 2 that we've seen. But otherwise, you know, yeah, that definitely sounds like a feature. I think, you know, next version that comes through has a good shot of including it. Something like that.
Great to hear. Your head's always spinning, man. You're always doing something, always working on something. Is there anything Z1, not Z1 related, that you're working on right now?
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out, like, I'm still going through my head a bit on Final Fantasy 1, because I would still love to try. I did a bunch of calculations on that, for those who don't know, to come up with a full manipulated speed run of that game. So allowing me to pretty much solo fighter the whole game pretty darn consistently. And I keep, you know, my current time's like 2 hours and just under 6 minutes, and I'm like, that 2-hour mark looks just so tempting, and I keep trying to figure out what to do there. So that's kind of been on the back of my mind, and just trying to I'm actually still trying to figure out like what else to start running. So I'm like, okay, if I could come up with something else, like, you know, to start learning. That's kind of where I've been right now.
That's awesome. And for those hanging in with us, just to let you know, you can see now why we talked about Crim being very good at this game, because once he kind of figured out what the seed was telling him, he has completely cleaned up, 4 or 5 Triforces now, Bogey?
Yeah, in about
the last
15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, he's so good at, okay, here's what the seed's doing. If he didn't spend all that time in 7, I mean, he's only 10 minutes behind Fred. He's going to enter 9, 15 minutes behind Fred, probably, finish up 16, 17 minutes, and he spent a good 20 inside of 7. So you can see right there the kind of runner Crim is. I'm inventing words tonight, Fred. It's been really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to watching this back then, hearing some of those cool crunfangleries that you come up with. But
oh, dude, we called Nintendo Hotline tonight. What else do we do, Bogey?
Yeah,
what have we done?
Pizza.
One of my questions for Fred was going to be, do you know the Nintendo Fun Club phone number?
I should know it off the top of my head at this point, but it's been a long time. I was gonna say I know, and just going back to Crim though, Crim is, he will never admit it. He is one of those players who's like, yep, nope, I'm not that good, but he actually is a really strong player at this game, as you said, and you're seeing it here as he's going through clearing out these levels. I mean, since I joined, he's already cleared, I think, 2.5 levels in the time span that I've been in here talking, as he's going through 8. Hopefully he'll find the silvers in here. I mean, he'll find the silvers, because I think it was just one room past the Triforce. But he's just really strong at this game. And, as I said, just sounds like it was a case of him choosing to dig 7 early there and being ladder blocked. And I was able to, when I went back to actually do the digging there, I had the ladder, so I was able to get to the Triforce there and not get stuck.
Yeah, I mean, he's 2-1 for a reason, right? We all
exactly.
know he's very good.
Well, like I said, you ask him, and he'll come up with reasons that he shouldn't be 2-1 right now. But I mean, you can say that about just about anyone. Like a lot of these matches with the runners we have, the skill level is just so high in this tournament that you have some people who are in like the 1 and 3, 1 and 2 brackets right now, who definitely, if they had drawn a different set of opponents, could easily have been 3-0.
For sure, absolutely.
That's just how crazy this tournament.
I don't know any of those runners. As I sit here 1 and 2.
I mean, you took me to what? I was gonna say you and I had a pretty darn strong series there back during SG Live, and you definitely, almost any tournament or any race I see you in, you're a favorite to win the thing. So just as you said, that's just a perfect example of that.
No, this is a great tournament. I think what's been awesome is seeing runners where I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that name, or I know they used to play Z1R and they've come back to enter the tournament. So I think you have a good healthy mix of just people who've been around the community for since its inception 7 years ago, and runners who are getting into it now, which is fantastic. Next year I'm hoping we have another week of Swiss or whatever, so that we're above 128. But the turnout's been phenomenal.
Yeah, this has been absolutely incredible to see. As you said, just seeing everyone in here, just a great community that this is. This is absolutely a blast to get to be a part of this community, and just seeing everyone come along and say, oh, we're going to pitch in and help out, getting people who come along and say, oh, we'd like to run a tournament. Oh, look, we'd like to go and do this or do that. It's a really amazing, really amazing community we have here.
Like you said, it's growing. I mean, it's just, and if you're sitting here watching this and you're watching Fred and Crim and wanting to get involved and how much fun this looks, jump in. I mean, this is probably the easiest game to get into, because we all played it growing up. There's only 2 buttons on the controller. It's super fun, super easy, and you've got fantastic people inside the Discord that will help you with anything and everything. There's a wiki being built right now by somebody that not even in the tournament. And she's doing a phenomenal job at it. So it's just a really cool community to be a part of, like Fred's saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then the production quality of these restreams is awesome. So just, you have fun commentary. I mean, the matches, like once you start getting a sense for just the drama that can play out in any seed. I mean, Crim was pot committed in 7, yeah, but if silvers were, like in 9, for example, that could have been a totally, or rather, if you had found, I think, was it Bo that we were saying that Fred would have found, but like if silvers were in 5 and you just like skipped over 5, and had to dig out 9 and then come back to level 5, that could have totally changed the way that the match unfolded. And
oh, not even a question. As you said there, the level 5, I honestly would have given that one up. I would have said, okay, I've got 2/3 chance, trying to do math, of course, on Twitch. Yay, good job. 2/3 chance that level 9 has what I need in terms of having the silvers. A 1/3 chance that it's in 5. I also get to map out part of the path to getting to Ganon and Zelda when I enter level 9. That's an absolutely great thing to do. So yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna try to do that, and that would have definitely changed the scope of the game completely if level 5 had been there. If level 5 had the silvers.
Yeah. All right, so Crim finds his red ring in level 8. Hopefully he finds the compass, because I think once you had found your compass in level 8, you headed that direction, and I think found your staircase just 1 or 2 rooms away from the Triforce.
Yeah, I think the compass was up in the top, but with how thorough Crim's being here, I don't think it's going to be an issue. He's going to find that Triforce, and I'm fairly certain he'll also find the silvers, because he's not going to leave 1 room behind. If it had been like a half dozen rooms, maybe, but he's going to literally leave 1 room behind when he's trying to get the Triforce there. So he's not gonna, he won't leave that behind. So he should have the silvers pretty soon here.
How many times after the hour mark did you look over at SRC?
Yeah, normally I don't actually keep that open. I was actually trying to keep it open on this race because I know Crim has had some issues in the past couple of weeks with his flash carts. And so I was trying to keep an eye out on that just in case there was a red flag popping up. Hey, we had an issue with the flash cart. Something's going wrong. So I had that kind of just in the background and wasn't really paying attention, but was just kind of corner of my eye, is it moving? And then definitely as, that hour mark passed, oh shoot, is it moving? Oh shoot, is it moving more? Oh poop, we could be in trouble here. Why? Where is he? How close are we? That was a definitely a tough opening there.
So RBG had a good question for me during the race, as I think you crossed the hour mark. How do you feel your gameplay changes when that panic mode starts to set in?
It's really weird because you asked me that, and if I sit here and I start trying to think about it, like, it actually sometimes helps. I mean, it depends really on, it's obviously all situational based on how the the seed's going, but if I'm able to go into tank mode, especially once I get like a red ring, I pretty much just get into I'm gonna zoom, I'm gonna start flying type of thing. I will get to gambling modes at points there, which can be good or bad. See Race Against Jam. But pretty much I'll go through and start flying essentially in some of those dungeons, and so it can be very good, but it also can just sometimes just be I'm gonna now take those unnecessary risks. So look, I'm fighting a bunch of Wizrobes because I have a red ring. I can tank into them or blue Wizrobes, and then surprise, bam, 8 hearts gone quickly, even with the red ring on.
Man, Crim has danced all around this top of 8.
I think the compass is up. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I feel like it's got to be up here somewhere. Now he's got the red ring. This should show up here soon.
It's the only room he's not been in is this one right here.
So this one, I wasn't this one. Because I know it's not a Goma room, because I definitely got the compass and I definitely didn't have the bow.
Right.
Isn't this
So
room?
weird. Just unfortunate, like, if he had the opportunity to take a wrong turn this seed, he did. And that's rando, right? Like we've all been there.
Oh, absolutely. You take a, when you're playing this, even when it comes to the best of players, if you just, this might be the room actually, I'm not sure, but if you just happen to take that literally the wrong turn at Albuquerque, to go back to a Bugs Bunny style reference there, and if there it is, okay. And you take that one turn and, oh look, the silvers are here, or you take one turn through 6 and you find the Triforce after 10 rooms, and you say, you know what, it's level 6, it's like 30-40 rooms, I don't want to explore the other 20 rooms of level 6, and your opponent just happens to take a slightly different path to the Triforce that runs right across the bow, that can hit you. And so there are certainly points like that. I mean, overall, like if you were to have Crim and I play a series of games against each other, I feel like it would actually be a much closer, this one race just being basically an anomaly here, just because, again, finding that stuff out of order is what happens. But if you change out of order, you get like a 15-20 minute swing potentially. But gosh, I love this just because I feel like Z1, there's always that tension. If even the greatest racer, this is like the NCAA tournament, you can still get that upset easily if someone just happens to take that wrong turn. So you can get that 16-1 upset. You can get the 15-2 upsets, just like we saw over this, the first weekend that led to a couple of people's brackets getting destroyed slightly.
All right, so Crim saw his Triforce, and I think this is the room with silver. So
yeah, it's literally the last room.
The correct play here that he needs the item out of this room. Please push that block. All right.
Yeah, we were talking about it too. We said you had to have the recorder out of 4 to get the silvers in 8.
I didn't even realize that. Nice.
And you had to have the ladder in 1 to get the Triforce in 7. So there was a lot of little step ladder things that you had to do in this seed to right order it and do it correctly. And for you to come in at 118 in a seed like this, man, that is just kudos. You knocked it out of the park, man.
Yeah, as you said, just saying it right there, it was that lucky bit. I went into 1 early and got that ladder out. I went into 4 pretty early as a result of that. I didn't have a lot of keys at the time, I feel like, and I still dug through enough of that dungeon. I was able to get the Triforce out of it. So definitely a thing that just ended up being a right order piece there on it. Got really lucky on how it then fell out. I definitely got scared, as I said, with some of those early overworld deaths. I was like, oh gosh, I definitely am losing a lot of ground here.
These 9s have been pretty small, Fred.
Yeah, no, I think the algorithm, we made it change that algorithm to make it so that way it's no longer the full 8x8 block anymore, possibly to try to make the shapes a little more interesting. And so sometimes the 9s end up being a bit smaller. And sometimes they cause weird rooms to make dungeons 9 tiles wide instead of the maximum 8 it's supposed to be. But that's neither here nor there. That'll be fixed next weekend.
We were joking
minor issues.
We were joking that if Crim found a bug mid-race, could he just contact you via Discord? To invalidate the seed.
Oh, if we had that, definitely would have been. Oh, Crim's gonna, and look at this here, talking about that rando swing here. Crim is going to turn this around here. Remember, I was looking at my timer, I got my 8th Triforce at 104. If you take a little bit of overworld travel, I still spent 14 minutes in 9. So yeah, 14 minutes in 9. He's going to do this in 2.
2 minutes, yeah.
He stumbled upon Ganon here. Yeah, you had the luxury of the book in level 2. Crim never ended up picking that up.
Well,
he had 2 hearts at the time.
You had the book and you're like, I want to go north in this 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crim doesn't have the book and he's like, let's go to the right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Find
exactly.
Zelda.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Sometimes it can be a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Expert fight done by Krim. Well done again. You guys saw, like we said, take out level 7. The combat, the decision making, everything else was spot on from Krim tonight. Everybody.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
can
Absolutely.
see the type of racer he is. He's a tough competitor. The tenacity was correct in 7. Even we can talk about that because he got the bow out of it, so he made even a good decision there. It's just unfortunately that level kicked his butt a little bit tonight.
Yeah, as
And
you
Crimson
said.
Avix
Yeah.
finish it with an official time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 7 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat for Crim.
Oh, absolutely. Put those GGs in chat. Krim played that one really well. I mean, you saw it there, especially in those few minutes while I've been in here. Krim flew through those other levels. Even on that full clear of 8 that he ended up doing, he hit, he was being efficient in there, really fast clears, really strong, got those silvers, got into 9, and, 2 minutes, 3 minutes there, took out that entire level.
All right, we'll see if Krim will join us here. He said to summarize, he was at about 3 hearts, 45 at about 45 minutes because he was too stubborn to play correctly. CrimsonAvix, GGs, sir.
Hey, Krim, turn on your mic. It's that button on the front.
No, actually, it was the plug in the back, but
Oh, that was close.
no,
50-50.
totally apologize to everyone for having to watch that. I mean, I totally played incorrectly, like even to my own advice, because there's no reason I should have kept pounding my head against all the enemies I did with 3 hearts. I mean, it was just ridiculous play, and like I'm sorry, because if anyone knows me, I don't care that I lost to Fred. I expected to lose to Fred, but what I expected was to make it a competitive, entertaining game, and boy, was that not. So I apologize to everyone, including both of you, for having to commentate the extra 30 minutes for that.
I would disagree. I think one of the things that early on dictated the way that the seed unfolded for both of you, as we were saying to Fred, was Fred was able to grab a bomb pack out of either level 3 or level 7 and use those bombs early around start. And so he was able to find a candle, which just allowed him to burn some of those overworld spots in the southeast primarily. So he was just able to find level 1 when you found level 7 instead. As you saw, once you found that ladder, in particular in level 1, things just started to unfold from there for you. I mean, if you look at the last 30 minutes, I mean, you just blitzed through 6 Triforce, and your level 9 was about 2 minutes in total. Fred probably spent 8 or 9 just because of the way that you guys routed that level. So I mean, level 7 was doing level 7 things, but take that out, and I mean, you guys are super neck and neck throughout this thing.
Well, yeah, as I said, like I play better. I bail on 7, or I bail on any of the other levels I kept on pounding my head into when I was at 3 hearts and the completely different game. I mean, I think part of it was White Sword sort of gave me that unfortunate, I can do this, I know I can do this, and that's what got me into the stubborn mindset. But yeah, resource management was really bad too. I didn't prioritize running 10 counts and stuff like that. And yeah, the resource management was really, really bad as well. Having to return to level 3 multiple occasions because I ran out of bombs or whatever it was. I mean, it was just it was frustrating me throughout, because I knew the more and more I banged my head into things, like the worse it was going to be for a race, for a viewer experience, and yet I still did it. So,
well, I think you got to stop. You're doing exactly what I would do, like as far as breaking it down. And anytime that I lose 1-2, I'm like, okay, this is exactly why, and it plays off in my head. But honestly, from what we saw in the decision making and stuff, outside of maybe the level 7 play, Everything was spot on. I mean, Fred won this seed with 10 deaths. It was a tough combat seed. The overworld was tough, and it was brutal when you died because you go all the way back to the northeast. There was a lot of time-consuming rooms. The combat with the Wizrobes were fine. You got them down to like 1 and took an unfortunate bop. So, I mean, there was a lot of things, though, Crim, that you did so right in this seed that you can't kick yourself over it, because I think you played exceptionally well outside of, like you said, just a couple decisions that did cause the time difference. But as far as the philosophy and how you played it, you gambled on 7, and you were correct, man. Your gut was right. The bow was there. So there was a lot of things that you did absolutely right inside the seed. And don't apologize to anybody, because they'll take that hour and 45 minutes and watch you anytime, because you're a great runner.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, Crim, as you know, RBG there was saying, you got that bow out of 7. That was my last item, pretty much. I full cleared, the other dungeons, and then had to go back and find 5 and 7, and actually run around on the overworld like a chicken with my head cut off to try to find the white sword item, which of course was a heart container, because I missed that apparently in my first sweep of the overworld. So it came down to, in that end, you made the right play on that side. If 7's Triforce there wasn't ladder blocked, that probably would have been a play. That definitely could have been a winning play there, because you could have gotten everything out of there first time without a full sweep necessarily.
No.
Significant advantage.
I was banging my head in 7 far before I found the bow. It was
Fair
just
enough, but...
yeah, it was that blue Wizrobe room. Like, there were constant times where I would go in, I would get the last blue Wizrobe down to 1 hit left, and it would be a simultaneous swing the sword, get the beam, and that was where the frustration. Like, I played completely Jekyll and Hyde that seed. There were some rooms where, like, some of my Gleeok fights were just amazing, and then there were some rooms that it looked like I haven't played the game in 3 years. Yeah. And the big thing I need to do is I need to get rid of the hide part of the play. I get rid of the hide part of the play, I do so much better, and I probably make it really competitive and everything else. It was just just making some bad decisions here and there.
I think anytime you put a time constraint on anything and you're going up against a good runner, there's no way to get rid of the hide part. Like, we all have it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're at the end of a practice, right? And you tell somebody to go shoot a free throw, they're going to make 9 out of 10. But if you put it, they're down by 1 with 2 seconds left in the game, it's different, right? It's just, you can't get rid of the hide part. That's just human nature, man.
Yeah. As I said, like, it wasn't the decision making in, like, my routing or anything else. Like, I feel if I would sit there and grind the vanilla game, like I promised everyone that I would, over the past 5 years, if I'd sit there and grind it and get my combat back up where it should be, I feel like my strength in Randomizer is my decision making and my gambles and my routing and everything else. Like, it's my combat right now that's really my weak point, and I need to better compensate for that. So,
well, they saw it on display. They saw it on display after you got through that part. After you stopped all that stuff in 7, and then you got back on your horse. They saw from probably the 1 hour mark on, the back 45 minutes of this was phenomenal routing, great combat. I mean, the 8 was a little bit of a long dig, but that was just the last possible room it could have been. But other than that, man, I mean, they saw everything you're talking about, your strengths. They saw it on display. I mean, it was. Don't worry about chat, because like, they were rooting for you through it. That you weren't frustrating anybody because they saw the good in the play.
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't even, once I found the bow or anything. It's once I actually got beyond the 3 hearts.
Yeah.
Like, once I found the other 3 take any's and got the 3 hearts, got up to 6, and
well, and the stupid mugger took one of them from you too. You had to 4 at one point, and then you had to go back.
Yeah. But honestly, at that point, I think going back to 3 was actually a small benefit, because at least then whenever I up 8 or, in this case died, at least I was back on beams, whereas I would have been, 3 hearts and no beams. And so I don't see that as bad. It was just, I should have just backed off and continued routing, continued exploring, because I find a few of those other things, and then I can go back and blitz a lot of those levels. Like, how quickly I got through 7 when I actually had the hearts, it just made a ton of difference. So really, it was the resources taking forever to get back into 5 and run around there a little bit. But yeah, it was the resources and everything else. But I mean, we have 2 more weeks.
I'll say the cool part is we're in Swiss, right? Like it doesn't
Right.
matter. We're just doing
Oh.
seeding right now.
Yeah, as I said, honestly, when I create these things, when I do these things, I don't ever do it to, yeah, sure, I'd like to win. I'm going to try my best to win, but honestly, I'm more about the entertainment factor. I want people to be thoroughly entertained anytime that I do a race, because I think that's the great thing about the randomizer. I think that's the great thing about what Fred built, is an entertainment of watching a 37-year-old game, 36-year-old game over and over, and it's brand new every time. Like that's the greatness of what the randomizer is, and that's why I'm never going to sit there and be upset about losing. It's just, if I feel like I'm not putting forth my best effort, then it's a little disappointing. But there's 2 more weeks, and then there's a bunch of brackets, and there's plenty more races. All the participants and everything, there's been a ton of great races. So, even though this one wasn't as close or great, we've had plenty of them. So I can't complain too much.
And
Well,
that's what I
tonight was
personally love you.
entertaining. The last 3.5 weeks have been entertaining. The next 4 months will be entertaining.
Oh, don't say 4 months.
Maybe 5. No, I was gonna say that's why I personally love you, man, because the attitude you have towards the randomizer and the community and stuff. I mean, you're all about people's enjoyment, and then like, everybody loves you for that as well. But I thought you were gonna start taking shots when you said 36, 37. I thought you were talking about like years and age, and I'm like, dude, don't keep going.
well,
We're all a little older than that right now, Krim.
yeah. Well, I said 37, and then I'm like, no, I'm as old as Zelda. It has to be 36.
The same thing. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna say 42. I feel attacked.
But no, great race tonight, gentlemen. Any parting thoughts?
Again, great job there, Krim. As I said, you did play. You showed, especially in that back half, just how strong of a runner you are. Just caught the wrong brakes on where a couple of things were, and as I said, if I'd been in the same boat as you in 7, from what it sounds like, honestly, I probably would have also been making some of those same digs. So I think it was a great race there in the end, and looking forward to a couple more fun weeks here, and then maybe we'll run into each other in brackets. So best luck with that, and thank you again to RBG and Bogey and Trenton for helping put together the fun here, and SpeedGaming for hosting the restream here. It's been a ton of blast.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm not going to apologize again, but thank you guys for doing it, because the tournament's one thing, but having commentary, having tracking, having SpeedGaming set up, and everything else, I mean, that's just as critical part of making this entertainment happen. So thanks again, guys, for jumping on and doing commentary and tracking for this.
Anytime, for sure. Bogey keeps me straight on the straight and narrow path, so we're good.
I thought you were supposed to keep me straight.
No, it's not even. No. If we're counting on that, we're all in trouble here. But no, I'll let you take us out. Thank you guys, Fred and Krim. You guys
So
had you had an excellent race. You really did. It was cool.
Before we jump out, I do want to tell everyone, just go over to SpeedGaming 3 after we cut here, because there isn't a race going on over there. So go watch more Zelda.
For sure. And thank you,
Thanks,
Trent
guys.
and Bogey. Bogey, take us out.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, everybody, for watching SpeedGaming 2 tonight. Fred Coughlin taking home the victory over CrimsonAvix. As you heard Krim say, jump over to SpeedGaming 3. Another race going on. I believe that one might be between... I'm not exactly sure who it is. It's either Liquid Husband and... Magic Friends and Zarn X42. So for Redbird Grad, I'm Bogey Smalls. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.